Before I get this lesson started, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakadash, and double honor to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and a shalom to the brothers, the elect brothers, who take this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the Israelites to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahushai's true brother Adah. This is going into some more of the hypocrisy of that the lower level Edomites are finally, well, they have been. They're starting to recognize the oppression of their own race of people. Again, they fail because they always say rich. No, it's your race. It's your people, because Chinese Moabites aren't doing this to Edomites, white people. So-called, the couple of billionaire so-called Jakes are not doing this to white people on the bottom, Edomites. What's happening with listen to what this lady is saying, and I'll stop. It's a really quick video.
Luigi with terrorism is because, so the reason that they're charging Luigi with terrorism is because it's the only way that they can charge him with first-degree murder. And the reason that
the only way who's the they? It's fucking white people. Edomites, you motherfuckers. It's not, say the race of people that's doing it.
They want to charge him with first-degree murder is because it carries a sentence without the possibility of...
Who owns all the prisons in America? What race of people own all the prisons in America? What race of people write the fucking laws in America? And what race of people have or own and impose the police state on America? What race? What race are they? The Edomites. So-called white men.
Parole. And the reason that they want to give him a bigger sentence and a bigger charge and no possibility of parole is to scare us and to make us think that if we stand up to these inherently oppressive systems that allow the rich to get richer and everybody else to suffer, to make us think that bad things will happen to us if we do that. And so I just hopped on here to say that now is not the time to be afraid. Now is the
just like they did with the buck breaking, or the sleeping with your wife during slavery, separating the children from the parents, the mother and the father, lynching us. All these things that they did to us, cutting out our tongues. I can't remember what the name of the practice is, but when we would go on hunger strike, they would knock our teeth out and force us to drink our food. They would even put human feces in our mouths and put some kind of, it's just. And now Edomites, many years later, are experiencing the sting of what their own people are doing to them, because what they're doing in the insurance business with the medical practices, it's wicked. But what's the medical practices? It goes back to fucking Rockefeller, another fucking Edomite. He came about. Let's see if we can look that up. Rockefeller was behind petroleum-based medicines, which are bad for you. Let me see if I can just pull it up and see if it will show something. Damn it. Medicines and Capitalism in America, the Rockefeller Foundation, and the International Health Agenda. So let me see. I don't know if I want to go into deep, but I know that Rockefeller, let me see. So there goes your nice little, sweet little, so Western medicine is based on all this shit right here, right? Rockefeller, medicine man, medicine and capitalism in America. So it's all about keeping you sick. And then the same race of people, they own all the food products, right? They own all the food all the distributions of food. We know that they poison the food. Let me see. GMO foods are bad for you. Food in America. And toxicity. Let's see if that toxicity. Toxicity. Let me see what that. Toxic food, nutrition, food poisons. I mean, you see it, right? We don't need to go too deep into it, but everything from the pesticides to the intentional ingredients, the chemicals, the food dyes, everything they put in the food is fucking us up, right? It's done on purpose. And then we know in Ezekiel, eat your defiled bread. Eat your defiled bread among the heathen. So this points it out. It's a prophecy in Scripture that tells you, okay, and Yahweh said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I will drive them. And we know that we've ended up here in America. We went to the four corners of the earth. We are in the four corners of the earth. We're in every nation. But the one that is focused is America, which is Mystery Babylon. And that's what this prophecy is talking about, right? So as a result, and even though it mentions us, the Gentiles are also eating that defiled food. They're eating that defiled bread. Why? Because Esau at the top is in rulership, and they own all the food. They own all the distribution, the processing plants. They are the food and drug administration, all that shit. And they okay all this stuff. And as a result, everyone is fucking sick.
So the reason that they're charging Luigi with terrorism is because...
And now everyone's sick. And now this thing with Luigi, I seriously doubt he is an organic situation. I believe he's the fall guy or a patsy of some form. I believe the original dude that murdered or murked that guy was a professional hit that goes into him having to... he was originally gonna freaking testify against Nancy Pelosi for some reason. And so they fucking ended his ass before he could get to that. But it's triggered into this other situation where you got millions of American citizens, Jake included, but the voice that's crying out the most is the Edomite voice, because apparently they're the only people that matter. Everybody else can suffer, but when they start to suffer, then it matters. This is the hypocrisy of the so-called whites on the bottom. They are not our friends either. They are only crying out against the system because since COVID and now it's going to get worse, which is all part of prophecy, they've been seeing that their own race of people, the upper echelons of power, are slowly taking away their freedoms. They're seeing the hypocrisy in their system. The judicial system is all jacked up. The medical system is all jacked up. The insurance system, everything's fraud. And now with the creation of this app, a lot of information has been able to come out specifically about Esau, the so-called white man, at the mouth and the finger waving of other lower level Edomites. And now all this hypocrisy that's coming out. But the only people speaking on it correctly are the Hebrew Israelite men, the elect men, lining everything up with prophecy. So I'm going to let this video play. It's going to be just another short, but I saw this and I'm just like, listen to this bitch. We've been being mistreated since slavery, and they were telling us to shut up. They don't want critical race theory to be taught in school. They don't want to hear about slavery. They don't want to hear about redlining. They don't want to hear about all the cities that we had that were developing, that were bombed. Of course, all of that stuff goes into the prophecy. It's explained in the curses. The America is the land of our captivity, but the hypocrisy of these peoples, they didn't want to fucking hear it. Now that this Luigi dude, somebody that looks like them, and they all have a family member or family members that have been denied insurance claims in this system that their race of people run and control. Now they're all speaking up about it, which again, this goes in the prophecy, because Egyptian is going to turn against Egyptian. And this nation, we are at the end of Esau's rulership, but also they're hypocrites, because we've been crying and sighing this whole time, and they never fucking gave a fuck until it had to do with them. See, in the mind of Esau, everything revolves around them. So I'm gonna let this play. Just grab a couple of precepts, and then I'll be done with the video.
It's the only way that they can charge him with first-degree murder. And the reason that they want to charge him with first-degree murder is because it carries a sentence without the possibility of parole. And the reason that they want to give him a bigger sentence and a bigger charge charge and no possibility of parole is to scare us and to make us think that if we stand up to these inherently oppressive systems that allow the rich to get richer and everybody else to suffer, to make us think that bad things will happen to us if we do that. And so I just hopped on here to say that now is not the time to be afraid. Now is the time to be courageous. Now is the time to step into our power. Now is the time to pay attention and stand up and have a little backbone. And I feel like it's what Luigi would want for us.
Now let's look at some of the comments. It doesn't sound like a justice system at all. It's corruption on every level. Of course, because now they're starting to taste it. Stand united. Can we say hero? Speak up, America. Well said. These fucking people are just clueless. They're trying to set him as an example, but just like V for Vendetta, see, they have no precepts. They can only quote movies or fucking Ronald Reagan or dumb shit like that. You can only push people so far until they have nothing to fear or lose anymore. Their greatest fear becomes a reality when ideas are more powerful force of the masses. Solidarity. It breaks my heart. It makes me so go insane. Keep informing, keep expressing your views. That's right. Courage, power, solidarity. Fucking united we stand. God bless America. You know what I mean? You got it right. We stand together. 100% correct. Stand up. You're so right. These comments are kind of fucking pathetic. Thank you for explaining it correctly, because I didn't know why what they do. I didn't know why what they did. Wow, united we stand. We need to stand up. Is it possible to make a credit union style healthcare company? Everyone who pays in it stays inside the pot and goes out accordingly. These people are fucking clueless. They are at the end of their rulership and they just don't even know it. Let's just get some precepts. It's you know what, man? Sometimes when I look at Esau, man, I freak out in my stomach. Like, how the fuck did you rule the earth? But again, the base man, the Most High put him there. It says that in the book of Daniel. Let's get Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon 2. Let's just look at some of it. Just check it out. Check out some of this. I know my point starts in 10. But this goes into how Esau hypocritically and wickedly writes his law to oppress the Hebrew Israelites, but he also takes those same strategies and does wickedness to his own seed line, the lower levels, and that's what we're seeing with America right now. Because pretty much America has the majority of the Edomite population on the planet Earth is on this geographical location, but it's all the Edomites here. They're not considered elite. The elites of their own race have been just extracting all of their blood, sweat, and tears this entire time that this nation's been a country to bring about their own world rulership, you know? So let's start at verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the aged. Now again, this is aimed at us specifically. But now white people, Edomites, Joe Sixpack Edomites, are now also experiencing this at a huge, huge level, and they're crying out about it. But the hypocrisy was they weren't saying shit when it was us talking about it. They were keeping silence because they were doing so well, you know, above us, and now all that's been taken away. Verse 11, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Verse 12, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy, the transgressings of our education. 13, he professes to have the knowledge of God, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. 14, he was made to reprove our thoughts, and this is what we do every day. 15, he is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's, his ways are of another fashion. 16, we are esteemed of him as counterfeits, and he is a counterfeit. He abaseth, he abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast in the Most High is his Father. Let us see if his words are true, and let us prove what will happen in the end of him. This is coming up in Jacob's trouble. Verse 18, for if the just man be the son of the power of the Most High, he will help him, and Yahweh Shai is going to be sent and deliver him from the hand of his enemies. I'm just going to stop there, man. I fucking hate Esau. And then, just to point out another one, he who is wicked to himself. We know all these precepts. I just did a lesson like last week about this, but I just saw that lady. This is going into Esau, the upper echelons of Esau and the lower levels of Edom, Esau. We're watching all these white people complain, oh, woe is me. America is no longer fun anymore. Ecclesiasticus 14:5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. Now, let's go to one more, and eventually this is what we're looking for. Let me see. I will set the Egyptian. I will set the Egyptian. I will set the Egyptian. The Egyptian. I will set the Egyptian against the. Boom! Right there. So this is coming to America very soon. I mean, it's already happening with the murmurings of the tongue, and it will eventually manifest into civil war and chaos. Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. I mean, you can see Canada, those Edomites, they're already talking shit about what Trump's doing with the tariffs, which is a division amongst them. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians, and they shall fight, everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Which will also lead to this. I believe it's 2nd Ezra's 15. Neighbor, a man shall have no pity on his neighbor. Let me see. For their sword. Let me see. So Egypt shall mourn. Verse 12, I'll just read it down. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundations of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it. That's what we're seeing in the beginning stages of this. 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and the hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another with swords in their hands, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings. We're at the beginning stages of this. We have been for a while. Nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. That's what stuff like this is about to turn into.
So the reason that they're charging Luigi with terrorism is because it's the only way that they can charge him with first.
Okay. For because of their pride, and a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. There goes your fucking martial law. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity, and this is the culmination of it all, man. The peak. This is Jacob's trouble, chaos, just fucking people killing each other left and right. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. I'm going to end it there. I just wanted this to be really quick. This is your brother Radal, and I give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone, of whom I learned from. And a shalom to all the brothers who take this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the Israelites to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Radal. Shalom.